this symbiote. And it chose you.
Get it off of him!
Ready for your annual physical? I'm the hero here, not you.
The hell's going on with Pete?
You're not yourself.
You want to join us?
He's here.
Lock down the whole building!
I know I can snap him out of this!
We can fight this together!
PlayStation.
Oh my God, did you guys all love that trailer? All right, who's got this game today? Who stayed up last night? I did. I normally don't sleep during conventions, but that's besides the point. I love staying up to play some of this last night. It was fantastic. I can't wait to do the rest of it. Are you excited to see these guys today? We need to hear it. All right, we are thrilled to bring this to you on launch day. Spider-Man 2, guys. I've waited months for this. I know some of you have waited years for this. Who are you most excited to see? Are you guys excited to see Tony Todd? Are you guys excited for a possible appearance by Miss Tara Platt? Are you guys excited to see Nadji Jeter? All right, and I think there's one guy I'm forgetting. Maybe, are you guys excited to see Peter Parker, Yuri Lowenthal? Yeah. All right, guys. Just a few more seconds. I'm going to bring them right out, and we're going to start this show. All right. Are you guys ready for this? I know you've been waiting a little bit. We appreciate it. We love you for it. Ladies and gentlemen, Yuri Lowenthal, Tara Platt, Nadji Jeter, and Mr. Tony Todd.
Yes. Hey. What's up?
Hi.
Oh,
Kansas!
man.
Hello.
Let them hear it.
How you doing?
So this is, ever since I first saw the teaser where we saw Miles and Peter, and then we got a tiny little glimpse of Venom. I know we've all been waiting for this. What's it like for all four of you now to be able to, this is out, we can finally talk about it?
Well,
Finally, right?
Today is literally the first day I could say anything. Up until this point, I had to say I can neither confirm nor deny. So I'm
Right?
excited.
Yes, it is.
The existence of Wraith.
It is. When I say overwhelming, because I cannot wait to see what y'all think and all the surprises that we had for you guys. So, man.
How many of you got your game today and are literally waiting to go
Yes.
home because you're
Wait,
here?
can't wait to go home. Right?
Mine, it showed that mine arrived at my house today,
This afternoon.
and I won't be able to play it till Monday. So, some of you are already like 35% in.
I
It's
know.
nuts to me.
40%. I'm like, golly. Somebody stayed up till like 11 a.m. I heard.
It's crazy.
And I'm like,
sorry, Tony, what is it
Go,
like for
David.
you to be able to talk about this now freely?
I've learned how to keep my mouth shut with each one of these games. I don't get to play it. I already have my copy. I don't get to play it until Tuesday because I have a new 83-inch man delivered.
He's getting ready.
You're getting the
I'm
upgrade.
going to Tony's
I'm
house
ready
to
for that.
play.
And then I go right to my NBA and my football. I'm a happy man. I get 2 weeks off, so it's
Ah,
going to be
nice.
wonderful.
That sounds like a dream. Mine is waiting for me, same as you. I just got that notification today, and I'm like, I actually said, bring it immediately inside the house. Don't open it. I want to open it.
It's gonna be special.
Okay. Oh, definitely. So let's go. Let's rewind a little bit and go back to Spider-Man 1. Obviously, when games launch, you don't know how they're going to be received. You don't know what the audience is going to think. You definitely don't know what critics are going to think. But after the reception to Spider-Man 1, at what point did the three of you know that we were going to get more?
I mean, because we did Spider-Man 1, then we did the DLC.
Miles.
Right.
Oh, you did
Well, the DLC.
story
Well,
that
the
City That
DLC,
Never
DLC,
Sleeps, and
and
then
then
Miles'
Sleeps,
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Miles' game, but already when we were getting into Miles, they were already talking about
Yeah, we were
Spider-Man 2.
definitely gearing up. Definitely did not expect, just the ultimate change and the impact that we were going to have, but we definitely knew where the character and the stories were going. So it kind of got to a point where we were just like, all right, what's next? And then we had a lot of surprises, like my man right here, Tony.
Yeah.
And then just a lot of other things that we wanted to bring back. And then,
And, I know early on you were talking about the black suit's got to come, the black suit's got to come, this has got to be the story. What was it like to find out that Tony was going to be doing the Venom voice?
Well, let me tell you, and I don't know if I've told you this story, Tony, but we were on the PCAP stage recording a scene, and Brian Intihar, the creative director, comes up to me, he's like, Yuri, come here, I gotta play something for you. And he goes off, we go off, he takes his phone, and he plays some sample stuff that you laid down for it, including the "We Are Venom," thing. And I got chills, and I was like, no. And he looks at me, and he's like, yes, I think Tony Todd is gonna be Venom. And we just did this little dance, and I mean, it was amazing.
Well, it's kind of like fate because you and I had worked on Dragon's Blood together with Skyrack and had learned how to meld our voices there. So that was our preliminary function, and then we were able to do this game. I'm a gamer, and I'm extremely excited. I can't wait to get my paws on the controller and pause it, play with it.
Oh, you're gonna burn through it so much faster than I'm terrible. I'm
Man.
terrible.
Wow.
y'all gotta do better,
But
man.
I love that Tony and I had met working on another project right before this, where we basically have the same relationship in Dota Dragon's Blood. It's crazy.
And
It's
it worked,
crazy.
obviously.
So wait, he's alien? Not,
He was a dragon,
He
but
was a dragon.
pretty much
My
everything else
It
was
was
the
a
same.
similar relationship,
Oh.
but he was a dragon.
What? I have
Yeah.
to see this.
Yeah, it's great. We're in a
Were
tragic
you in that project
Yeah.
too? Oh, wow. So we got another relationship.
Yep.
There you go.
You learn something new every day.
Maybe we'll just keep playing. Maybe we'll just keep playing that relationship over and over again in different projects. I'd be okay with that.
We love when
think
people
it'll
just find out they had connections all
Yeah,
along.
actually, it's a bigger connection because I was a dragon in that, which is interesting.
That's
Because
right.
I am now Wraith, so I am now on the.
I see.
Yeah.
It's a
It's a
continuation. for all of us.
continuation. Who
Thank
knew?
you, Ashley Miller.
And Tony, when did you find out that you were coming on to Spider-Man 2?
Pretty early on, they reached out to my agency, Innovative Artists, and made a deal. And of course, I said yes because I'm a gamer. I've been collecting games since Coleco, and every game system up through Dreamcast and on and on and on. So it was a royal gift. This has been happening slow for me. I started off doing Dark Side and then Zoom and The Fallen, and one thing, whatever you do in life, every good job leads to the next step. So it's just it's a continuum. I don't know where we go from here, but
I mean, we'll have to play the game and find out. We haven't had much time with it. But I want to point out, I love your kicks, Tony.
Bro,
love them
both of
shoes.
them.
These
Hold
are
on.
designed
JB,
by-
Both
and
of them.
He's got them too.
Have them on.
same artist. Did both of our-
JB Custom Kicks. Okay.
On Instagram,
And
yeah.
he did a deal for us, and you got 2. And where's yours?
Hey, man.
What's
Hey,
up?
listen. You know,
Mr.
Miles
Sneaker
is
Club.
Adidas. Excuse me.
Okay. But I see
Yeah.
they're making those. They got those.
Yeah, they're coming
Yeah.
out now
And
too.
they're also making a Candyman shoe as well.
Oh.
What? Y'all heard it first here.
Oh, I want to see that when I go to your table. You got to show me that.
Oh,
All right.
But and Tara's no stranger to it. She's got some anime kicks
Right.
on. Those
That's
are
right.
sweet.
that's what I'm
Tamari.
saying.
Repping
I'm
it
gonna say-
Tamari.
by JB too.
Repping Naruto.
No, these are just, yeah.
JB as well.
No,
No.
it's a
is-
printed on
Yeah,
one.
printed anime.
And Tara, something I wanted to ask you about.
Yes.
Yuri Watanabe's story in the first one was such a roller coaster to go
Yeah.
from police captain to vigilante
Mm-hmm.
herself. So for you now, where do you see, well, what is the character journey that we can expect now, since we haven't really seen so much of, can I say Wraith now?
Yes.
Yeah,
this
we
is the
haven't
first
seen-
time
we
I
haven't seen
actually
Wraith.
signed for Wraith today. It was very exciting.
So what can we expect from this character journey in this part?
Well, you're going to see a lot darker side of her, which is exciting. But I also think that you see the core of who Yuri Watanabe is in that darkness. So I think it's going to be really fun for people who enjoy it, because a lot of people come up to me and they talk about the DLC. And if you enjoy the DLC, there's just a lot more there for you, which I think is neat. And it also explores the relationship that
and
they still have.
It's
you
hard
know?
for Peter.
Yeah.
It's hard for
Yeah.
Peter to see you go to the places that you're
Yes.
going.
It's hard for Spider Cop to see you go to
Right.
places.
No more
exactly.
Spider
I
Cop.
know. I miss Spider Cop
I
deserves
do
his own
too.
DLC.
I miss Spider Cop.
We all
too,
miss
just
Spider Cop.
for the
But,
record.
Nadji, something that I was always kind of wondering for actors like you and Shamik Moore that are doing this Miles Morales role, this character started out as a good idea in comics that needed to be done to show what the real world looks like. But do you ever feel like elevating the status of this character or helping it get to a pantheon level, you ever feel like that flag is too heavy because of the responsibility that comes with portraying Miles?
Never. I was built for this. No. No, the thing is with Miles and I, we've had a long journey. I started Miles at like 17, 18 years old, playing him as a 13-year-old, in high school. And as a freshman, so he was a brainiac kid, just learning his friendship and his bond with Pete, just building that up throughout the years. And then the game came, and PlayStation called me over, and they're like, hey, we need you over here. So that was more of a getting into his teenage essence and his young, adulthood and manhood. So it was a great journey. I was in the gym. I got to tap into my younger self again, because who doesn't want to do that? We've had some good younger days in our life, so it's like, all right, let's go back. But yeah, it's been an amazing journey, man. And now Miles is getting into his college essence as well too. So it's been a crazy journey, man. But I'm loving every minute of it. It's impacted the world, and his story is just for everyone. It's a very universal story.
It's wild, and you're showing kids that really anybody can be under
Wear
that
the
mask.
mask. Yeah, man. Yeah.
My little Miles is all grown up.
You're actually, as a fellow black man, and I talk to kids all the time because I teach as well. You really represent a strong role model for kids that can actually see themselves being heroic and overcoming their obstacles. So congratulations and props to you for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
With heart and brain.
And I would argue that young people, when they think of Spider-Man these days, they think of Miles.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and
I
Peter-
mean, Pete,
And Peter is like the older guy who tells bad jokes.
Get off my
What's so
lawn.
crazy, Pete's story too is something that I kind of relate to. I grew up without my father, and just was in the house with my grandma, my mom at times. So just his background, and then getting into Miles, him losing his dad, everything was kind of just like hitting home. So this role kind of just came in right in the nick of time for me to just express all the emotion that my personal life has put me through, and it was the perfect time for y'all.
That's good. That's awesome, man. So, Yuri, in San Diego, I was sitting in the crowd this past year, and I saw someone we referred to as Bully Lowenthal. Are you still out there doing that?
He was, well, it was funny because I knew I was gonna do the Bully Maguire dance. But I didn't tell anybody at Insomniac or Sony that I was going to do it because I was afraid they would say no. So I had to sort of I would rather have in that case beg for forgiveness than for, permission.
Yes.
But I'm just glad I'm glad y'all were there, and I'm glad it didn't fall off the table.
Oh yes,
it was
those,
great.
those tables are sketchy.
I was a little nervous about that, but I saw Naj had my back. He was right there.
Oh yeah, I was ready. I was ready to catch it, bro.
I will say, I did practice it a few times in the mirror. I'm not gonna lie. I think Tara can confirm.
And our
that,
7-year-old thought it was funny, so he practiced it with him. So it was the two of them in the living room doing the dance,
love
which
it.
was
I
adorable.
love it.
the best.
And
the
this
best.
hoodie too, man. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
But the hoodie, you got the hoodie. This fire.
Oh yeah, we don't get the
Is
soup, but
this-
this hoodie is sweet.
I know, right? You may not have but this is from Merchoid, and as soon as I started wearing it in pictures, like they sold out. So you may still be able to get one, but
So
hopefully it's-
the lesson here is have Yuri Lowenthal promote your products, and they'll sell.
I didn't say it, David. You did.
I'll take the responsibility for that.
Okay.
But as we're talking about the bully Lowenthalness of this character, what's it like for you this time around to have to play Peter in sort of such a dichotomy of his personality? Was that a challenge, or?
It was actually really difficult, because I did not expect I expected it would be fun because any actor will tell you they love to play villains. Villains you get to do things that you are not okay in real life, and you get a pass on that. You get to experiment with the dark side and have fun, and I was looking forward to that. I was not aware how difficult it would be to make our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man not friendly, to make him selfish, to make him irresponsible, to make him mean. And pushing him in that direction left me exhausted at the end of every day. I think just psychologically, I was not prepared for how tired I would get at the end of days where we were really leaning into
And that
symbiote.
definitely makes a lot of sense because you got to play him as such a white knight hero in the first game. That doing this, I can't imagine what that did to you.
Yeah.
I think we're all pretty happy with what came out so far that we've seen, right?
So far, yeah.
Show of hands, who's like involved with the game right now? Who's
Who's playing?
Who's in deep?
Who's already
Okay.
playing?
1, 2,
No
3.
spoilers.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
of course
Okay.
not.
I see it.
See?
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
jealous. I'm jealous. Of
It's
y'all.
packed with surprises, y'all. Packed with
I
surprises.
like that they're all Spider-Men out there playing
know,
it.
right?
You got a
That's
lot of
awesome.
Spider-Mans in this crowd.
and like Earth 348 Spider-Man, like Insomniac Spider-Man.
And Tony, so as far as Venom as a character goes, that's Insomniac does such different takes on these characters. What kind of notes did they give you on what they wanted for Venom, and did you contribute?
Yeah, they kept, I had maybe, 30 different voice sessions, and they just kept pushing and pushing. We wanted to differentiate between Candyman and Venom, to give him his own voice, and our wonderful vocal director was wonderful in terms of getting you to go even further. And like Yuri, you wanted to face the darkness because you have to embrace it. I mean, Venom is fun. I love him. He's like a visitor to New York, kind of like Craven. I'm here. I'm gonna mess around, and I might leave or I might stay. Who knows? New York is a big
Please
place.
leave. You can't stay. You can't stay.
A lot of peace to the slurp.
And so for the group, as we're talking about the importance of Spider-Man now and how many people associate different Spider-Man with characters, how do you guys see the iconography in 2023 versus other characters like that were this iconic, like Superman? Do we think that Spider-Man in 2023 is just as, if not more popular than something like Superman today?
Well, I mean, I think that's a hard question because I think in the zeitgeist, like culturally, I think superheroes and stories of that nature have really blown up. I mean, look at all of the big, massive blockbuster movies where you're following all these big superhero stories. And if you compare that to 10, 20, 30 years ago, yes, those characters were important, but it wasn't the same mainstream, I don't think, that it has gotten to as far as the level. So I think it's a little difficult to compare currently what's going on versus like what has historically gone on. I think it's all steps, it's stairs, right? And I think we as a society need certain types of stories to help us. And we are in a particularly dark time. We're living through a time that we need these heroic stories to help guide us to be the best versions of ourselves. And when you have a character like Spider-Man who is a regular guy who happens to get this power and happens to struggle with what does power mean and what is responsibility and how do I make a hard choice between what's right and what I want. It incorporates all the things that are going on inside each of us. And I think it has to propel it to a popular level because we're all struggling with that. It's our human story.
And I think for this Insomniac version of these characters, I think that really, and personally, I think that really lets those gold moments that they put in there really shine. So, you know, we see an LGBTQ flag on a side of a building in Brooklyn. You see all these things represented in this world that people can just be proud of. I think that's such a great thing, a testament to what you guys bring to the table in voicing these characters.
And Insomniac, and
Insomniac's
you
crew,
know,
yeah.
Insomniac's interpretation, what's important to them, and I've rarely been so proud as I've been to work for a company than I have for Insomniac. I just think they set all the best goals and ideals in their work and in life,
and Brian Inathar actually still owes me a Ramones song in one of these
wow.
games.
Okay, I will
They did a Spider-Man
Yeah,
cover, and I've
Right.
always told them I want that in there. But so before we go to audience questions, you guys, I'll let you guys line up at that microphone, bring all your good questions, and there might be a little something here too. So, yeah, good or bad, we don't know yet. But as for each of you, what are you most proud of with these characters that you have voiced?
Just seeing y'all, to be honest, like that's what we are doing it for. You guys, the kids, parents, aunties, uncles, grandmas, everyone that's involved with just coming into the cons and meeting us and seeing us. We're doing it for y'all. The stories are for the world. So man, that's the number one thing that I'm just happy and blessed about, just seeing the reactions.
Tony, what about you?
Yeah, I'd like to second that. We've all been on the road promoting this to as much as we can, and it's a joy when we see whole families come up and all sharing the joy of this game, that Insomniac went above and beyond to make sure that it was correct, that it was succinct, that it was political, that it's human. And we just want to, we may be voice actors in this particular case, but we have to tap into our own souls to make it come to life. So we appreciate you guys for feeling that with us and going on the journey.
Tara, what are you most proud of with your character?
I mean, I think with any character that you get the opportunity to bring to life, it introduces you to a piece of yourself. And so I think I'm proud of going to places in myself that I had never experienced before. And, you sort of exercise your own demons. And for me, I get to play this darker version of this character, it's sort of fun to do that, but then still be able to relate to other people with it.
That's good. And Spider Cop?
And Spider Cop. One of the things that I was always most proud of with the first game, and hopefully, we'll do it again with the second game, is how emotionally connected people got to the game.
Yeah.
I had so many people come up and say, hey, I just want you to know this scene or that scene broke me. Like, and each time I play it, I'm just weeping, for, whatever the scene might be. And just for a game to have created, for a superhero game, to have created, an emotional connection with the players that allowed them to be completely vulnerable. And then to feel like they could admit it to somebody else, I think is important in our day and age. Like I love that people tell me stories about that, and I hope we get some moments like that in this second game as well. I haven't gotten a lot of the stories yet, but hopefully we'll get because people are only just starting to play it. But I'm hoping.
We all are. So we're joining you right there. But all right, guys. So if you want to ask my fabulous group of panelists on stage a question, please line up at that microphone right there. And I actually, if there's a Spider-Man that wants to ask a question, I would really appreciate that.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure. All right, guys. You guys can line up anywhere there. Okay, I have some people. But while we're doing this, I also wanted to find out what were you most nervous about having this game come out soon, before the game comes out, I should say.
everything. Like people liked the first game so much that I was just nervous that that the next game would not meet their expectations.
Yeah, that's the number one thing. I think, yeah, we reached so many different levels with just both games that, yeah, just well, we kind of knew that surprises were gonna save that, kind of intuition of thinking that okay, they might not like it as much as the first game, but the second game is gonna be insane. Like we have so much stuff packed in there, and what we did is endless surprises.
And I mean, whenever you do a sequel, you got to bring in a big gun, and you guys brought in Tony Todd.
Right.
Tony, what were you nervous
Tony's the big
about
gun.
when having this game come out?
When I first got the offer, I went to Golden Apple, one of my favorite comic stores in LA, and I said, "Give me 10 of your best Venom books," because I wanted to differentiate from the film version, because I didn't think the cracking the jokes was the right way to go. And I worked with Tom Hardy. We did a movie together called Minotaur maybe 15 years ago in Luxembourg. So I knew his rhythm, I knew that, but I wanted to make it my own. Like when you do a Shakespearean character, 1,000 people can play Othello or the Scottish play, and all of them are valid in their interpretations. I just wanted to claim it and have fun and enjoy the process, which has been fantastic. And I trust everybody, because you can't walk that tightrope unless you have absolute trust. Walking on a wire, as Richard Thompson would say.
Definitely. All right. So let's. Oh, we have a Spider-Man.
Yay,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
What is your question, Spider-Man?
What is your favorite parts of the first game?
Oh, Nadji, Tara, Yuri.
Spider Cup.
Probably Pete teaching Miles to fight.
I love that scene.
Yeah,
I love that scene.
that's the heartfelt one for me.
Yeah, it's all the little moments in that game, but I do have to say that that climactic scene with Doc Ock still leaves me on the floor.
And I want to know, what's your favorite part of the first Spider-Man game?
Yes.
The auto fight and the second Martin fight.
Oh, those are great.
Yes. What's your name?
Megan.
Hey, Megan.
Megan.
Hi.
So, are you by chance an Insomniac Games fan, Megan?
I just started with Spider-Man.
Okay, that's
perfect.
perfect place to start. So, Megan, if you would take this, I have a gift for you.
What?
Nice.
The art of the first Spider-Man, as we're talking about.
Well done.
Drum roll.
And funny thing about that book, if you open it, it's actually signed by Jacinda Chu, Brian Inathar, and Marvel Games' Bill Roseman.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so yeah.
So
we got-
cool.
You'll definitely want to go take that to the table and
collector's
show it
piece.
off to these guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Megan.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Megan.
Thank you, Megan.
What is your, hey, sir, what's your question?
All right, so this one's for Nadji. It's a little more of a personal question if you want to answer it. So I know you had mentioned that you lost your dad at a younger age. My dad's actually fighting cancer right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering how you kind of took that situation and put it into your character, because it seems like a really personalized character. Like how you overcame that adversity.
All those emotional scenes, man, where you saw me boo-hooing away. Yeah, I want to say was kind of my secret, just going back to my childhood and like wondering, where's my dad? But but yeah, you gotta laugh at the pain now, but yeah, on the day and getting, into the whole element of how we needed to be and all the emotions we needed to reach, I definitely tapped into my personal, personal life, and that's what kind of makes a character his own and your own. It's when you take all your personal experiences and put it into that script. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
I got you, brother.
Don't walk away. You asked the Miles question, so I want you to open this bag for me.
Oh, we got the gift today.
Whoa.
Oh,
Santa Claus is on the stage.
I see.
Ho, ho, ho.
Sorry, that one's not signed. They forgot to sign that one. That's the art of Miles Morales.
Let's go.
Nice.
Tell us your name, man.
All you had to do guys was just ask a question.
Tell us your name, too, on the mic. Ryan. Y'all get up for Ryan, man.
Right on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Gordon, bro.
Next, what's your question, sir?
Hi. So, you guys have spoken about like making this more human and having these interpersonal relationships and exploring like each of your characters' own lowest points and dark points in their stories. Can you talk about how important it is with those those interconnected relationships? How important it is to have somebody in your corner to take you out of that darkness? Because, for example, like, sorry, I'm nervous.
Sorry.
But
You're doing great.
You're doing great.
I think that's my phone. That's super embarrassing.
yeah, so like,
That's what I get for trying to live. That's what I get for trying to live
There's
stream
an
this.
armed robbery somewhere. You got to stop.
Sorry.
I know.
it's all fine. So like, can you talk about how important it is that while, as a human, you experience your own low points and your own dark points, how important it is to have other people to bring you out of that, as Peter does for Miles with his relationship with Martin Lee, or Peter does for Wraith's character, and so on, and how important that is as a person to have people in your corner to help you?
Well, I think, I mean, much like you were saying, it is important for us as humans to have connection. They've done studies where if someone's isolated, they actually start to lose their mind. Like, we are, as a species, we crave connectivity. We need human touch. We need to be around other people. We need to have connection. We are not an individuation, like an individual organism. We are a unit. We all are the human species is necessary. Like, we all need each other.
Need each other, exactly.
We are like mushrooms. We have mycelium that connects us all. And you can't get yourself out of situations sometimes on your own. You really do need other people. It's one of the reasons that going to therapy can be great, having friends is important, having family is important, but we don't all need the same things. We just need someone. So for some people, they join groups. For some people, they join religious organizations. For some people, they have groups of friends. For some people, they're just really connected to their families. But we all need somebody or something that's outside of us, because we can only ever be in our own experience. And when we're in our own experience, we can get very insular and not be able to recognize when we've gotten in over our heads, and we just sort of stay there. And so you actually need someone with perspective that can love you and sort of give you unconditional support and compassion to help you move out of it when you have gotten into a dark place. And so I think it's just part of what the human condition is the need to connect and the need to have other people to give you some balance when you get to a place where you're like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Being greater together.
That's the slogan, right?
Yeah.
I think the messaging that has been through all three of these games now has been so poignant. And I mean, just when you see, it feels like sometimes more than an advertisement. It feels like it's talking to you as a person. I love that.
Because if we can help people be better people, we end up having a better experience. Like, it's good for all of us.
Thanks so much for your question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I like this floor motion thing that y'all got going on.
That is a hot shirt. Love it.
So besides you guys' own performances, what's your favorite Spider-Man franchise performance?
Oh, movies,
That's always a tough one.
animation, other games, maybe.
I grew up on the Tobey Maguire story.
Toby was always my Spider-Man too. With shout out to Josh Keaton on the animated side. Yeah, but then I'll tell you what, that latest Spider-Man movie, the No Way Home.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what, I could watch an entire movie of just those three Spider-Mans
Hanging out.
sitting in a room talking to each other about whatever.
I would agree with that. That's
Yeah.
And Tony, you have a favorite?
Yeah, I'm friends with Sam Raimi, and Sam and Bernard Rose, who directed Candyman, were dear friends. And Sam came to our screening when it first opened and said he was about to prep for Spider-Man 1. And I said, and Ted Raimi, his brother, was going to be in it. And that was my first association. I also remember as a kid reading the Steve Ditko drawings of Spider-Man. That really appealed to me. So it unlocked something in your imagination that was like higher power.
So you've been with
Beautiful.
this for a long time.
Yeah, I've been, my first gaming system was Coleco. I can't help it. And I loved it.
and I gotta say, every performance and every character is different and good and bad for different reasons. But I gotta say, your Venom is my favorite so far of anything.
I haven't seen it in its entirety. I can't wait, and I'll leave that up to you guys, what's good, what's bad. But it's a pleasure to work with these guys and to be with these guys and to be a part of this fantastic ensemble company.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done it without you, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your question.
Hello.
Oh, we got another Spider-Man.
Spidey.
Yes.
First of all, I want to say what a great cast. I mean, you guys did great. Insomniac did great. It's amazing. My question for you, Yuri. How excited were you when you found out you would be a cameo in the Across the Spider-Verse film?
I will tell you what. Technically, because of the nature of that project, I'm not really allowed to comment due to the current strike that we have going on right now.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
I'm just gonna leave it as.
I'll say
how do you think I felt?
I was amazing. When I saw it on the theaters, I was stepped away. I was like, no way they did this. This is awesome. But just again, what a great cast you guys
It was
did.
an honor. It was
For
really
sure.
it really was.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for everything.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
And hopefully we get this all resolved soon, so we can go back to 100% doing this.
It's been too long.
Yeah,
I mean,
nobody
they're
wants
ridiculous.
to
It's been too long. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing our best.
Yeah.
Hi. What's your question?
Do you guys ever find yourself using your character's voice randomly throughout the day?
Tony, you order a pizza as Venom?
No. Voices are a secret weapon, so you use it accordingly. I mean, I have rescued cats, and I talk to my cats in the kindest possible way, because that's the only way I get things done. And also my children. Like my daughter, they just came back from their belated honeymoon, and I told them that there was a billboard in Times Square. I didn't say, go do it, or go take a recording. I said, there is a thing. But my daughter has always felt in competition with my career, and I totally understand that, and I didn't push it. I said, well, they are talking about it, honey. I don't know. But one day will be a meeting of the minds.
Yeah,
It's tough with a kid in show business, really.
Yeah.
Seriously.
My dirty little secret is that my Peter Parker voice is just me. My Spider-Man is just me. It's just me. I'm always doing the Spider-Man voice.
And my Yuri / Wraith voice is just when I'm mad. So.
Yeah, and Miles' voice is my 16-year-old self. Yeah. But he's getting older now, so they're letting
college.
They're letting that voice kick in there. Be joining Yuri real soon. I'll be joining Yuri real soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, Spidey?
What's going on, man?
Just want to say I love all the games. I've been playing them since they first came out. But my question is for Nadji. So in your game, Miles Morales, there was a mission where you get all these sounds from the Prowler, your uncle, and then you find a beat. And then everyone on Twitter said the beat is terrible. This beat sucks. So I just want to know, what did you feel about the beat when you heard it, man?
We didn't have any creative direction.
Yeah, that's all right.
But I have some music coming out myself.
Oh, okay, bet.
So
the perfect segue,
right?
Yeah, there we go. So stay in tune with that. Follow my Instagram. But yeah, I mean, hey man, we're doing it for everyone, So we don't know what ears are gonna hit, So but yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next question. Let's. We only got a couple more minutes, so let's try to power through these real quick.
We can do it.
For Yuri and Nadji, how do you guys feel about when people think of Spider-Man, they think of your guys' characters?
Love it.
Wait, sorry, I don't understand.
When people think
of Spider-Man now, they think of your guys' versions. How does that make you feel?
That as somebody who grew up reading comic books, and playing video games and watching cartoons since I was a kid, it is the greatest honor in the world. I still it still feels like this weird dream that I have yet to wake up from.
Yeah,
That we could be where we are doing this.
Because we have people calling us. You got to say calling us Spider-Man, and it's like, all right, I guess we're doing this.
It's the best. It's the best.
It's
to
amazing.
answer your
It's
question.
one of the best feelings, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank
you
you.
for your question. I got time for one more question, so you get the last one. The pressure's on. Make it a good one. And don't leave, especially if you got a card when you walked in here.
Hi, I know you guys were talking about music a little bit ago. My question actually is for you, Yuri. What was it like to rap as Sasuke Uchiha?
Oh my
and what is your
God.
favorite bar?
You dropped the whole album.
You know?
Yes.
I'll tell you what. I do not consider myself musically inclined. I love music, but I've never been a musician.
It was fire.
And
it was fire.
It was. Thank you. It was Fire Style. The name of the album is Fire Style. If you're a Naruto fan, this hip hop album is great. But this hip hop artist reached out to me. He said, as you know, I'm a big fan of Naruto. Would you just give me some stuff that I could drop in, at the beginning of some of my tracks? And I'm like, sure. And we got along. And he said, hey, would you ever think of recording some lines that would go in the song? And I said, well, I don't know if you want me to do that. I'm not really a singer. But he said, well, I'll tell you what, let's try it. And if you don't like it, we don't have to do it. And he sent me back the track, and it sounded actually really much better than I thought it was going to sound. And I'm like, you're a genius. Somehow you made me sound, like I know what I'm doing. And then we kept going with it. And he said, would you want to do some, like, this, Naruto-themed record together? And I said, I'd love to help out in any way I can. And we started talking to other members of the cast. And he's just such a good writer. Like, his lyrics were so, good that everybody that I sort of roped into it ended up being really happy with what they did, even if they were not, singers or rappers, to start with. And he just did a great job. It was fun. He allowed me to do something that I never thought I would have an opportunity to do. So it was great. Thank you for asking.
That's awesome. Can't wait for that album to drop.
That was a good last question. I know it wasn't Spider-Man related, but
no,
still.
but that's a good question.
Yeah, we ain't forgot.
So whoever has these cars, look on the back. If you have a terrible Spider-Man drawing on the back of it, can you hold it up? You have one?
Terrible Spider-Man drawing.
Terrible
That looks
Spider-Man
great
drawing.
to
He said
me.
it looks
Okay,
good.
bring it here.
Doesn't look terrible at all. It looks like a good Spider-Man.
We got another one over there.
Look what you did.
Look what you did, and show everybody what you got.
Wow.
Let me see that terrible
That doesn't look
Spider-Man
like a
drawing.
terrible Spider-Man drawing at
It
all.
looks good.
Panel.
Did you do that, David?
I did that.
Wow.
So
Oh, yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what is it? Oh, wait, is it?
You got a controller and
Yes, the $20.99.
That is
so
fire.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Lanyard.
And
The least impressive
there
part
it
of that.
is, bro.
You get to
Right?
keep the bag, too. That bag is hot.
My man.
Right.
My man.
Here
Tell
you
us
go.
your name,
Everybody,
too.
you can have this back. You want that back?
You have,
Yeah.
Oh, I got one more that actually had it, too. Sorry.
Okay.
nice.
Now
There
you
you go.
Yes,
Probably got
There
this
it is.
thing.
Nice.
Terrible.
See?
Terrible
There
Spider-Man.
we go.
There you go.
Not that terrible.
Oh, yeah, you suited there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, we love you guys for coming out. Thank you so much. Go home, play this game, tell us how much you love it, and let's give it up for Yuri Lowenthal, Tara Platt, Nadji Jeter,
Thank y'all,
and the
thank y'all,
icon,
thank y'all, thank
Tony
y'all.
Todd. Thank you, everybody.
Oh.
Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. See y'all tomorrow.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Sleep well.